Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. In this video, we will try to learn about the request address in the Angular 19. So now what I want to tell you is the request address. So we can, in the HTTP, when you are trying to make an HTTP request, so we can send the request address also. So what is this request address? So normally the request address are additional pieces. I will try to show you. Here we will try to write it. So here the request address, I will try to explain you about the request address. Yeah. The request headers are additional pieces of information sent with the HTTP request to provide metadata, authentication, or other information that the server might need to process the request correctly. In Angular, the HTTP client module is used to send the HTTP request, and we can configure the request address using its options. So normally we can send, there are two ways how we can configure the HTTP address. One is using a simple object literal, and another one is using an instance of the HTTP address. So these two are the things which we can send the HTTP request address normally. The first one is using object literals for the headers thing. So I will try to close this one, don't save. So normally this is the simplest way to include the headers in your HTTP request. What is that one? Object literals thing. So headers are provided as a key value pairs in the headers property of the HTTP request option. So now for example, let's say that you are having the HTTP headers here. Let's say that this is our subscription and all those things. Okay. And here this is the data response. And here we are passing the params, right? So here you can pass simply the headers. So you can write it. And this one will take the object. And here you can use whatever things. X-debug. Okay. Debug-level. So level. You can send it like verbose. So this is how you will be sending a simple request. So now if you try to send the request, so here you are having a subscribe, and what you can do it is in the subscription. So you will be having the what I can say is, so you will be having this configuration subscription thing and error. And here I can do the console.log of what I can say is error. If you are having an error means you can do the error, or otherwise let's try to leave it this one like this only. Okay, I don't want to post the error, so like this. So now if you try to see the output for this one, let's go and see the output, and I will refresh this page. And if I try to check the network, so here we are able to make the request, and here let's try to see the custom header, we are able to pass it or not. So here you will be able to see the X debug level is verbose, so we have sent it in a wrong information. So let's try to get it. Yeah, X debug -level. Now if I try to refresh this page, simply, yeah, here you will be able to see the X debug level verbose. And now here if I try to console.log of response, if I try to do the console.log of response, if I try to do this response, let's try to check the response. What is the response we are trying to get it? And here if I do it, so here this is the data which we are able to get it. This is how we will be sending the data. Here what we have is, we have imported the HTTP client from the Angular common HTTP, and we have passed an HTTP literal to the headers properly in the HTTP.get method. And here we have used the xdebug level as verbose. It's the custom header, and we have subscribed to the observable to process the response. So that's it. So the next option which we can, the next concept or the next how we can send it is the using HTTP headers for more control. So this will be used, HTTP headers will be used for more controls like HTTP params only. So now HTTP headers provides methods like set and append. So how the HTTP parameters will provide you. So in the same scenario, it will provide a set and append to build headers programmatically. HTTP headers, now you need to understand that just like the HTTP params, HTTP headers are also immutable. So that means each change like adding or modifying a header returns a new instance. So this is one thing you need to understand. So which I have shown you for the HTTP params in our previous video, I have shown you. So if you now want to know more about this immutable concept means you can refer to the HTTP params video. So fine. So how I can add it is, here I can use constant base headers. Okay. Base headers is equal to new HTTP headers. I can use new HTTP headers. And I can set it like X debug level. So here you can use it X debug level, and I can use minimal. So just I will try to show you. So now we have used it like this, and I will use another one constant update headers. So you will be having two types of headers. So here update headers, we will be having updated headers, and here if you try to see the same thing, I will take the base headers, okay, dot set I will be using, and here I can use x debug level as verbose. So now, okay, so these are the two base headers we are having. So now I can pass these base headers directly to here. So in these headers I can pass this one directly as the base headers. Now if you try to see these base headers, now you will be able to see the data will be passed as in minimal. So x debug level will be minimal, you need to understand. Okay, here it is minimal. Now in the same scenario, if I try to use the updated headers, the base headers value remains the same, but this time you will be having that will be changed as in verbose. Now if I try to show you the same output, so here this time it has been changed to the verbose. So this is the immutable concept. So here we have imported the HTTP address from the Angular common HTTP. So we have created instance HTTP address using its constructor or static method. New HTTP address dot set of xdebug level minimum creates a header key, creates a header with the key xdebug level and the value to the minimal. And we have used the set method to add or update headers. Each call to set returns a new instance. So we have seen it, and we have passed the HTTP address instance to the headers property of the HTTP request options. So that's it. So now the comparison between this object letter and HTTP headers. So you may be having a doubt that, so how you will be able to, what I want to tell you is, so which one we need to use it. So normally the object literal, simplicity wise, it is easy to use and straightforward, the object literal concept. Whereas here in the HTTP address, it requires creating an instance. Immutability means, so that one doesn't have an immutability concept. Here it will be having each change creates a new instance and you can store it in a new variable. And advanced use cases when you are trying to use a dynamic updates and all those things means, so the object literal will be having limited usage, whereas this HTTP address is flexible and more powerful. So this is what I want to explain you about the difference between the HTTP address and also using the object literal. So now so this is what about this one. So what I can say is, I want to tell you is, using the HTTP address, the code is cleaner and easier to extend for additional headers. So that is the main thing. So that is the main thing you need to consider. So while using this HTTP address, you need to understand that this one will be cleaner and it will be more flexible and extensible for that one. So that's it guys about this concept. So this is all I will be doing in the Angular 19. The entire course right now has been updated to Angular 19. So you can watch this one all with an Angular 19 new features and all those things. You can watch it without any problem. So that is what I want to explain you. So hope you understood about this concept. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video and I will try to give the reply. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. So and also what I want to explain you is, that's it guys about this one, all HTTP address and all these things. So thank you.